Good morning, afternoon, and good evening, and good night, whatever you're doing. It's Monday, August 7th, here at OB Acres. Welcome to OB Acres. Busy, kind of a busy weekend, I don't know. Daughter's home from her stint in Purdue. She did an internship there, got home. So working, I gotta service her car, I gotta do some work to that. And over the weekend, Austin and his friend Zach and we worked on that fertilizer cart. I'm gonna show a video after this of that cart. I'll go show you what's going on. There's a little short video of us ripping it apart. We tore the frame off and he's gonna redo the frame and everything and make it pretty much a new cart again. But I got the corn head done. I'm gonna stick it in the back here. I'm gonna get this tractor. Tractor's probably fine, but back these tractors out. And I'm gonna put it back in, I'm gonna put it back in where the 5,000, and move the 5,000 out and it'll fit back in there out of the way. So the corn head's done, the grain head's done. I think next on the list is, well, the Massey. I got a wiring problem, something short now, and I gotta find the short. Probably be next, but then after that, hopefully I can fix that easy enough. The Freightliner, I'm gonna service that for fall. And then after that, I'm hoping to get this combine out. I gotta service it, change oil, and check things, and grease it, check all the gearboxes. So that'd be the next on the list. So we're August 7th and people, oh, you're working. Well, I got maybe 4 weeks to get all that done because we're going on a little vacation with some friends in September, and then football starting for my son, so we'll be busy there. So I'll get that. But Austin wanted to start this. Here's the frame. Like I said, after this, I'll show the video of him where we're just taking it off. He took the plasma cutter crawlies out, but he's gonna rebuild this whole frame, and I'm gonna see if I can get a new gearbox for that through Surplus Center. I get a lot of parts through Surplus Center. Anybody ever needs industrial parts, bearings, fittings, gearboxes, check out Surplus Center. I get a lot of stuff there, and it's reasonable. But I had to go this morning and he blew a hydraulic hose on the backhoe. I got that, I fixed that. The John Deere Ag Pro did have the fittings. Different farmers didn't have the ones, so. What Max is doing over there? Must see something. So yeah, the Massey, it's got, every time you go to start it, it's been intermittent, but it's blowing the fuse every time now, and I think I got it pinned down to where the problem is. I gotta dig into it. It's nothing simple ever. So I don't know if anybody wants someone to move these tractors out of here, back the combine out far enough, and then I can just back that in there. So I might get my tripod out. I haven't had that out in a while just to see it. But then after this, after I show you that, I will show the video of the working on that cart, the fertilizer cart, and then I'll keep showing progress of the fertilizer cart as we go. I'll try to remember to do that. I just get busy with stuff and I forget about it. But anyhow, let me show you what's going on. Combine had a fault on it, but I think it's a lot of times when you first start them up at a low pressure fault, you just need to let it run or rev it up and shut it back off, and it went away. So, well, the green head sure looks nice. It's all cleaned up. So now I'm gonna get the Massey in the shop and work on that electrical problem, I think. Yeah. All right, I got it in here. I did jump start it. I just jumper with the, I just jumper this relay and get it started. It might be that relay, but I'm gonna eliminate some things here, and I'll figure out what it is. It's either wiring or that, maybe that relay is bad, but I don't understand why it keeps blowing that one fuse. But yeah, I got everything rotated, and like I said, I wanted to work on that cart too, but I don't know if I have time. I think I might got a little wet, just the back end of it. But this old tractor, I've had it. I bought this when I first started farming back in I don't know if it was 92 when I bought this at an auction. Just a story on it, real quick. 1135 Massey, all we had when I started farming full time. Or not full time, when I took over from my dad, we were farming on halves for a while. We had started buying Dad's equipment. We had a Ford 8000. I had that, the 5000. We had a 5000 and 8000. That's all we had. And the 8000, the first year, well, I bought this at an auction, and I don't know, it was after that. I think we used it 4 years, and that 8000, the rear end went out. I forget exactly what, something went out in the rear end. So that was in getting worked on all spring. I never got it back. So all we had was this and the 5000. I think, maybe I didn't even have this yet, I don't remember. But then the next year, I had this, and I bought it at an auction, and I think I ran it maybe a year, I don't remember. But the transmission went out in this, or the PTO, the shaft, which is common on these up here on the crankshaft, or on the bell housing, or the flywheel. I mean, the spline stripped out. That drives there's a charge pump that charges the big pump, so none of the steering and nothing would work. That went out, and I did it myself because I didn't have no money back then. Just a young kid, in my 20s. I split it and rebuilt the whole transmission myself. And I always worried if it was gonna hold up. That was at like 3,000 hours on it at the time. It's got 5,500 on it now, so I've had it ever since. And it was my big tractor for a while, until I bought the TW20 off my father-in-law. That was my big tractor, and then I planted with this and pulled the no-till drill. My no-till drill, I bought that. Had it. That was the way I farmed for years. The TW was my big tractor until I bought the 9130 off my neighbor. That was in like 2000 or 2001 or 2, I don't know. And then I had them, basically I had all them tractors all them years. That's what I farmed with. And then this was regulated to, I think I planted with it for a few years, and then I sprayed. And I had a couple smaller sprays. I had saddle tanks on it. I sprayed with saddle tanks and a 3-point boom. Still got the 3-point boom. And then I decided to start planting with the TW. Well, I bought a TW30, in, what year was that? 2000 and, I don't know if it was 15, 16. I don't know. I bought that off a guy I know. It was a nice tractor. It had a newer engine in it, just like the TW20. And I farmed with that 2 or 3 years, and then I saw this, the 8770 for sale up in Michigan. And I went and looked at it, and I bought it for like 40,000, I think it was, which I thought was cheap. Well, come to find out, the transmission had issues. But I sold the TW30, and that's where I was until this year when I traded the 9130 on that. So that's the story behind my tractors. But the Massey's been a good tractor. It's just underpowered, and it uses, I think it's not the most fuel efficient tractor. Maybe it's just, I've never overhauled it. It uses oil. Not terrible, but it uses oil. But I've had it ever since that was the only tractor I had. For the big tractor I had, it was my big tractor for a couple of years. I don't know. I bought the TW20 off my father-in-law in like 95, I think, or 96, because we were remodeling that one house, I remember. So the TW20 was my big tractor for a lot of years, and that thing had plenty of power. It just two-wheel drive, always road rough across plowed ground. But that's the story. So I'm gonna work on this, and then I'll let you know what I find. Thanks for watching. So I worked on this old junker, and I found these two wires were pulled. These two wires here were pulled out. So I spliced them in and tried it, and it started I tried it several times. I mean, I'll get this wire loomed up, and got some wire loom here I'll put on there. Then I'll drive it for a while. I'm about done using it for the year though. The air conditioner, I think, I'm either gonna have to, I think I'm gonna need a new condenser. And when I looked online, you can't even get them anymore. I mean, I can call that AP Air that I've dealt with and see, they have one there, they have to say call about it. But I don't know, I'd like to trade this thing. I really would, so we'll see. But I'm about done with it for the year, so. It usually gets parked by now and don't get used much again. I mean, I spread fertilizer with it. Well, last year I think I did pull my drill with it. I did that cover crop, but I could put that on the TW. But anyhow, that's what I found, and I put the neutral switch, the clutch switch back in, and wired it back up, and it starts. I mean, it needs a lot of stuff, but it's still, there's nothing else wrong with it. It runs good. But I thought I'd show that, and I did find the problem. So hopefully that fixes it. So I'm going to conclude this video, and I'm going to add on us working on the cart here at the end a little bit. And then next week I'll show progress. I'll try to do some video if we're going to work on it some more. I'll try to show progress working on that. It's sometimes I forget. And then also next week, maybe a week from now, I'm going to try to do a crop tour, because Pro Farmer, who I watch or listen to every day, they're going to be doing their crop tour here in a couple weeks. So I like to wait till the crop's a little bit further along, and my ears aren't developed real far yet, but in another week or so, next week, I can probably do a video and show them. So we looking forward to that, and enjoy the video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. All right, so on this episode of Obie Acres, I got Zach over here. Want to say something, Zach? And Austin, my son Austin, and his friend Zach. You've heard me mention in previous videos how we were gonna rebuild this fertilizer cart. Well, it's turned in it always does, a bigger project than what we planned. But we finally got this frame cut off. It's all rusted. We're gonna make a new frame, basically. As you can see, it was a job. Austin and Zach worked on it all day pretty much. And got the running gear off of it. with the backhoe. And then we cut with the plasma cutter. Also been cutting all this. Finally we got the hoist in the shop, which we don't use much, but when we use it, it's very handy. So you can see we got it suspended right now, and we're gonna put it on the ground. You wanna finish? You wanna put it on the ground, Austin? Go ahead. We'll show a little video. I can get my, hold on. Be careful. I can do this. All right, now let's stop. Now we gotta let it down. Can we slide it back that way, or? There we go, that's good. Now we gotta let it down. Don't do it underneath. I'd get over here and do it. Also get the ladder. Stand up there. There you go. Sorry about the camera work, but I should have my tripod set up. Oh, this is a better view. I'll edit some of that crap out. But the tub itself is okay. It's all stainless steel, but we gotta replace these bearings, and we're probably gonna get a new gearbox and then take that shaft and clean it up. And he's got new channel iron laying over there. He's gonna make the frame work. You want to set this on something, or some sawhorses or something?